Okay, the reason I wrote this book, called it Ukulele, Beginner to Brilliant, is because I see a lot of books out there that don't actually teach you how to be a musician, which is the hardest thing in the world, especially the books that are aimed at beginners. You get something like the sheet music with the melody and the chords, and they're usually these old-fashioned tunes, you know, on top of Old Smoky, Red River Valley, Careless Love, tunes that are in the public domain. They're not copyrighted, and as a beginner, as a young player, you want to learn tunes that are in the charts at the moment that everyone's listening to. Now, the reason they don't have these tunes is for copyright, obviously, so you have to learn the non-copyrighted tunes first, but they should be used as a building block. So what I've tried to do is take these as a building block, so when you come to choose tunes you like, you actually know what you're doing and understand it and can work them out yourself and play them yourself and make arrangements, and turn them into music. And if we just take a little example of a copyrighted tune, but I'm only going to play a little bit of it, so I'm not breaking copyright, and I hope you'll be encouraged to buy Van Morrison's wonderful music. Van Morrison, Moondance, an absolute classic. And if you had sheet music for it, it would have something like this in the first position with chords down here, and you get something like this. And that's how a beginner would play it, because you're trying to read the music and you think, shall I use my thumb, shall I use my finger to pluck? And above the music it's got the chords written, but you can't really, you don't know what the notes are, what the scale is, you're just trying to cope with the melody. Now to turn that into music, you wouldn't play it down here, you would maybe play it up here. You basically, the underlying chords, you've got G minor 7 and an A minor 7, which is just played open. The G minor 7, you can have a G minor up here, and you would play it. One thing my method does is teach you to play off the chords. Once we're past the beginner stuff down here, moving up to the chords, so you can get the chord under your fingers, the melody and the scale under your fingers, so you get something like this. Again, played like a beginner. But what tutors don't teach you is, as you get experience, you don't play it like that. You maybe play it like this. You slide up. And you can use, you use the slide up, a bit vibrato. You can shimmy backwards and forwards like that. Hammer on and pull off. Maybe this vibrato where you're twisting the wrist like that. And this gives it a bit more expression. Also, you can play it with your thumb. If you play it with the nail, you get a more percussive. Or if you play it with the flesh, you get a softer sound, a softer, fuller, rounded tone. Or you can use it, the classical technique of alternating fingers I and M, so you get a sharper sound. And this way you bring the music to life, also because you're playing over a chord. You can improvise, you can play off the scale, so you understand what you're playing, you can hear the notes you're playing, and you can fit the melody into that same scale and play around with it. And this leads you into making music as opposed to just desperately trying to work out the notes in the first position. time trying to figure out where the chords fit in. Anyway, that's the main thing about the book. The main focus of the book is to get you to go beyond just playing the dots and playing in the open position, to play off chord positions further up the neck that you can move into different keys. You're in G minor now, you can be in F minor. And understand what you're playing. That's it.